What's up guys, in this video I'll tell you one of the worst experiences that I've had in my entire life. I almost died in the gym. It happened almost 1 year ago, and as I just remembered it this morning, I'm like, I gotta make a video on it to raise awareness because I don't feel like people are aware enough about it. I'll talk, it's not just about my story, but about, you'll see, it's about pre-workouts in general. Let's start with the heart of the subject. How did this happen? So I went to a local supplement store, and the owner, cool guy, he used to always give me stuff. He was just coming back from the States. I'm in Canada. We have a lot of illegal pre-workout that we can't have in Canada because either the caffeine is too high or there's some ingredients, like this one had something called DMA, the one that I took. Anyways, so it's like, you know what, I have like this crazy pre-workout hitting the market in the States. It's super strong, but it's illegal in Canada. I'll give you a little bit some, you can try it out and see how you feel. It's gonna be so strong, it's gonna pump you up. And I'm like, yeah, sure, you wanna give me free stuff, I'll take it, all right? Of course, as long as it's nothing that's gonna kill me, right? So I'm like, yeah, give me some pre-workout, I'll try it. So he pulls that little container, and as soon as I see the container, looks so cool. There's a kind of clown. There's a clown. I gotta remember the name. There's a clown. It's red. I should have done the research just to see the name. But anyways, it's not to bash on the supplement. It's my fault. So there's a clown. It's a red pre-workout, and he's like, I'll put it in a Ziploc bag for you, and then you can just take whatever. The scoops were super small, but I didn't realize. My pre-workout here, normally the scoops are big because they have so much stuff. Anyways, he put it in a Ziploc bag, and I didn't pay much attention to it. I'm like, all right, big deal. I'll just try it, whatever it is. If I don't have the exact measurement, I'll just get a crazier pump, right? So I buy my other supplements, and that's what I'm focused on most. Next thing you know, I go back home, and the next day, that's where I work out in the morning. So I'm like, I took that Ziploc bag, and I'll try it in the morning. It's an extra pre-workout serving for me. That's just how I saw it. So I wake up, I take my breakfast, and then right away after, I take the whole Ziploc and I look at it and I'm like, I remember he told me there's 2 scoops in there, but he said it's strong, and then I'm like, I don't even know how to calculate it because I don't even have a scoop. So I just dump the whole thing inside. I leave a little bit, so I'm like, I put the 3/4 of it, I put it in the water, I drink the whole thing up. And as soon as I'm done, I start feeling a little bit itchy. It happened super fast. I'm like, all right, whatever, it's just a pre-workout. I'll just go to the gym. So I walk to the gym. I make my way to the gym. As soon as I enter the gym, I start feeling like my eyes are a little bit blurry. It's like if there is some, what is it called? Some evaporated water next to me. I started feeling like a little bit blurry. I can't see everything. It's cloudy. I got into the gym. I'm like, whoa, that's weird. All right, I don't pay much attention to it. I'm like, maybe they changed the lighting. That's what I thought. So I go, I get changed. I make my way to the lat pull down. I had back. As soon as I sit on the lat pull down, I take the weight and I feel like it's so easy, and I'm putting like pretty heavy weight. My first set, I'm like warming up with a pretty heavy weight because I feel like my muscles are just ready to explode. So I'm like, I put 120 and I'm warming up with it. I do 20. I usually don't do that much for the first set. And then as soon as I put it back, I start feeling my head like crazy. Boom, boom, boom. My heart beating like crazy. And I'm like, what's going on? This is so weird. My heart beating, and then my head. And then I start getting a little bit anxious, paranoid, and right away I think about the pre-workout. I didn't thought about it first. That's where it starts connecting with me. I'm like, oh my God, the pre-workout. Suddenly I get so thirsty, all right? So thirsty. I had my whole water thing. I drink the whole liter. Guys, as if it's nothing, as soon as I'm done this whole liter, my tongue gets dry like crazy. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? This pre-workout, my blood sugar, is it my blood sugar? So then I go to the receptionist, I grab a Gatorade. I told her, give me the one that has the most sugar. She was like, what's going on? I'm like, I need the sugar, give me the one that has the most sugar. Guys, 1 liter of Gatorade, again, I just had my water, 1 liter of Gatorade, boom, 1 shot. I'm still thirsty, my tongue gets dry. And that's where I start getting so paranoid, so anxious, and I'm like, what's going on? I go back on the lat pull down. I'm like, no. I'm just gonna piss it off. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to the washroom. I can't even walk to the washroom because I'm like so in my mind. I have so many voices. I walk to the washroom, and then I'm like, no, I gotta do another set. No, I gotta go outside. And basically, I go do another set of lat pull down, and then my heart, I could hear my heart. I've never heard it that strong. Boom, 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 boom. And then I'm like, okay, there's something wrong. There was a trainer doing training a client. I'm like, bro, stop this, man. You gotta come with me. I'm feeling so bad. And he was so surprised because he knows me. Like I would never say that if there was nothing wrong. And guys, this is like 25 minutes after I took my pre-workout. Can you imagine? And then he's like, all right, let's sit down, let's walk. I'm gonna call the ambulances, because he saw I was getting very white. And yeah, I was very itchy and cold. I started getting cold and I'm like, what's going on? Did you guys open the AC? It's so cold in here. I couldn't even feel my body. I was putting my hand on my upper chest. I couldn't even feel it. So then, I'm trying to remember everything because it's been a year, but so then he's like, stay inside. I'm like, no, man, maybe I gotta go out. I gotta breathe some air. And in my mind, it's like, I don't want to miss my workouts. You know, every single morning I have my 2 hours of workout and it's like my holy time. I'm like, bro, you don't understand, man. I have to do my back workout. And I'm like kind of a bit angry on myself because I want to work out, but I can't because my heart, my head, I'm anxious, I'm paranoid. And then I started thinking that like, I have to go outside just to get some air, just to change up. So he's like, don't go outside. And I didn't listen to him. I'm like, you know, I'll be back, all right? I go in the locker, I grab my my bag and I leave outside. And as I'm leaving, because my gym is in the food court, kind of in a food court, so I gotta go through a food court to go outside. So I'm walking through the food court, and as I'm walking, it feels like I'm drugged on cocaine. I don't know if you guys seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street. Well, he's like full of cocaine, and you see people walking by. And then I saw a guy, and I had my bag. I'm like, hey man, I don't feel well. He just kept walking. So guys, sometimes when you see someone that needs help, it's good to give him a few seconds. All right, you don't know, but that's just the word we're in. So then I'm like, you know what? I can't even make it to the door. I'm walking and I can't make it to the door. There's a table. I can't grip on it because I was about to fall. Trust me, guys. I felt I lost all the power to walk and control. It's like if I was losing the control over my mind. All right, and I had a crazy amount of energy. I'm sure if I was punching a wall, I would have made a hole in this wall, but I couldn't be aware. So next thing you know, I grab on this chair and I sit on the table, and I was like, I felt like I was gonna die. Seriously, I was like, I'm dying today. That's what I believed. All right, and then I saw my friend Patrick. He was going to the gym. I saw him from far and I shouted his name. I'm like, bro, you have to come here. Man, I don't feel good. I feel like I'm dying. Do something. And he's a security guard of the whole building. He called the ambulances. This guy really saved my life. He saved my life, because if this guy wasn't there, I don't even know what would have happened. So I call him. He called the ambulances. They come. And yeah, I thought I was gonna die. I was so paranoid. I was like shaking at a certain point. My heart was kept racing, and the ambulances came, and I waited for like an hour. And all this time I'm paranoid, and I'm like, oh, I'm dying. What did I take? And I'm trying to think about this pre-workout, and I have the image of the guy telling me this is strong, be careful. And in my mind, it's like I didn't do my research. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna have a bit more caffeine. Big deal. I drink a lot of coffee every day. But this pre-workout had like ephedrine, DMAA, something called DMAA, which is illegal in Canada. It had yohimbine. So yohimbine, it's a fat burner that makes your heart beat like crazy, gets you thirsty, whatever it is, all right? It's not that as if it was steroids. It's legal in the States. It's just that the components inside are just too intense, and I think I overdid it in terms of dosage. And the ambulances came. I went in the ambulance, and then I tell the old lady, I'm like, hey, I took a pre-workout that is bad. And then she's like, oh yeah, you took a Monster energy drink. My kids take those, they're bad. I'm like, no, it's not a Monster. There's a lot more than that, but I don't even know what's in there. She's like, what's in there? I'm like, I don't even know, because I don't even have the label. I didn't even know the name. All I know is that the bottle had a clown on it. That's what I told her. There's a clown on it. And she was like, this guy is just crazy. All right, so yeah, then she's like, yeah, don't worry, you're just anxious. You took a Red Bull. She's like, you took a Monster energy drink, a Red Bull. You're not used to caffeine. And she's like an 80-year-old, not 80, she's 50. All right, so she's like, don't worry, you'll be fine. Maybe you need a personal trainer. That's what she said, because I told her I was at the gym and I was anxious. She thought I was just anxious from the gym. Anyways, so then the ambulances are like, if we take you to the hospital, you'll have to wait 10 hours in line, because no doctor will really see you now, because you're young, you look fit, so that's not a priority. And you have to pay like $400. I'm like, whoa. And then she's like, you know what? I think you should just stay with your friend or with someone and let it pass by. And I was like so anxious because then I'm like, even them, they can't help me. So my anxiety went through the roof. I really thought I was gonna die. My head was beating like crazy. They did take my heart rate, whatever. Everything was normal, so it's crazy. But my heart, my head was beating like crazy. And then it just lasted the whole day. I couldn't even eat anything. Oh yeah, that's true. I went back to work because I had clients at 11 and I'm like, you know what? I have to do my clients. I have to do my clients. I went to the gym. As soon as I got to the gym, I opened the toilet and I started puking like crazy. Puking. I had my good friend Matt. He's in Australia now and he's like, let's go for a walk. We went for a walk and I was like holding to him as we're walking. Oh, I miss this guy. Yeah, he was a good guy. So I was vomiting the whole day. At least 4 or 5 times I had to cancel all my clients. I was feeling, I've never felt this bad. Never felt this bad in my life. And I was almost 185 pounds. Can you imagine? And I'm experienced with pre-workout. It's not as if it's my first time. So kids have to really watch out. All right. So I started vomiting the whole day, vomiting for like 3 or 4 times. Went back home and I was like shivering. I was waiting for my ex-girlfriend to come back home to kind of take care of me, and she did. You know, I lost all my power the whole day, and it even lasted for a few more days. You know, even the next day I didn't feel good. I couldn't even drink coffee because my heart will go up. My anxiety was crazy. I went through a hard 2-3 days. Trust me, it was so hard. It felt like I was like poisoned, seriously poisoned. And this is the pre-workouts, you know. So guys, all this to raise a little bit of awareness, you know. It's I'm sure that someone that is less tolerant to coffee or to the stimulants than me, a little bit lighter, would have passed away. Yes, it's my fault. I should have checked, but some things are on the market. No, but the pre-workouts and all those stuff, be careful of what you're putting in your body. Don't think that taking freaking 5 scoops of pre-workout will get you more jacked or whatever. I had that mentality of, hey, maybe I gotta do more, and I just didn't think about it through. And guys, be careful with the pre-workouts. Caffeine, even don't overdo it, but this had a lot of other stuff. The yohimbine, the DMAA, don't take that stuff, guys. Don't take it. The pre-workouts that are like super extreme, stay away from them. Even if it's legal wherever you are, it's not because it's legal that it's good for you. All right. So yeah, it lasted a few days, and then thank God, just went away, and yeah, it was one of the hardest times. I remember because my ex was working. My ex-girlfriend, and I was home all day and I was just getting paranoid. I'm like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna have a heart attack. My heart was racing, my head was racing, and I went down for a walk, and as I go down for a walk, I started getting because it's like if the more I was moving, the more I was dizzy, the more I was paranoid, the more I was I was very dizzy. The more I was moving, the more I was dizzy, so I couldn't even move. So I went out for a little walk, and I walked for 5 minutes, and it felt like I was like kilometers away from my place. And then I remember I had to sit down. I sat down on the floor and I'm like, how am I gonna go back? And I was texting my ex. I'm like, hey, where are you? And she took an Uber to come back, but that was a hard time, you know. And just to let you guys stay away from those pre-workouts. And you know what's crazy? I went to see the owner of the store, and I'm like, look, bro, it's just letting you know, I freaking almost died. I feel like I was gonna be hospitalized, and just be careful, you know, because you don't want some kids to take it. And I'm stupid. It's my fault completely, but some other kids can be stupid as me and they can do the same thing, but they can have 10 years less experience than me, 10 years younger, and maybe 40 pounds less than me. So their metabolism might not handle it well. Next thing you know, someone passes away because they took a little bit too much pre-workout. So be careful with that stuff, guys. Wherever you are, don't take more than what you should. And don't overdo the pre-workouts, the stimulants. I don't want to get hyped up for that big PR and do that big bench press and that big squat. But guys, prioritize your sleep. You can have a cup of coffee. I love coffee, you know, but those pre-workouts, you know, I'm more now going through the non-stimulants pre-workout. I know I'm taking one that has stimulants, but it makes me anxious, to be honest. It makes me anxious. Sometimes I finish my workouts and I get pretty anxious and I get a crash. So making this video kind of reminds me that let's just not overdo those stuff. Alright, so that's it for this video. And for natural, especially sometimes we're natural, so we're like, you know what, I'm natural, so I gotta double down on the pre-workout and then the legal supplement. Nah, not worth it, not worth it. Don't double down on the pre-workout. So that's it. I'm having a little cup of coffee. Guys, hopefully this never happens to anyone. So just making this video so you guys can be aware of it. And I'll see you soon. Ciao.